Audio Jungle.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's your boy DK Bones here today. Um, Decided to try to do a live stream today for a little bit, anyways. I got some uh, errands to run in a few. I figure I've seen a bunch of articles I wanted to do videos for, but figured do a live stream and knock them all out at once. Guess not really into live streaming. Um, I've only been on one other person's live stream. I think that was Cyfax. But I guess let's get this thing on the show on the road, as they say. I'm gonna talk about DC. Um, well, let's go with the this article about Clayface. I guess there's rumors about it. Um, I guess it's in trouble. They already scrapped this. What's the name? Sergeant. Sergeant. Always want to say Sergeant Slaughter, but Sergeant Rock. I think they scrapped that one already. But there's been issues with DC period, but the rumor is about Superman. Um, they're not saying too much about anything wrong with the Supergirl movie. They're still in production with that. I don't see them scrapping it, but this article talks about Clayface, rumored to be undergoing a page one rewrite, and it sounds like DC is already in trouble, which they've been in trouble. They haven't been able to stay up with Marvel, even though Marvel itself is in trouble with all the bad publicity they're getting with their movies. Back in February, DC enlisted Speak to Evil director James Watkins to helm Clayface, given the filmmaker's horror background. I guess this is going to be a horror movie. Says, however, Jeff Snyder is reporting today that Mike Flanagan only wrote a skeleton script for the movie, and with his focus shifting to the upcoming Carrie TV series, Clayface is reportedly getting a page one rewrite. Following up his report on the Hot Mic, Snyder revealed that Sergeant Rock's budget was the reason for the movie's cancellation and postponement, not the weather. It sounds like Luca, I'm not even going to try to butcher that name, initially had $70 million to play with, only for it to be reduced to $65 million, compromised the filmmaker's vision in the process. It may have also been greenlit with Daniel Craig attached to star. When he pulled out, Luca had to settle for the Penguin star, Colin Farrell. I don't know. I don't understand why they can't just make stuff simple, man. Just make stuff simple. Stop trying to shoot for the stars all the time. Find a good actor, find a good script, and start slow, and then you build your franchise from there. Don't just throw out cash to these clowns just because they have a superhero title with it, like DC's been doing. Let's see. Can't see anything from there. But I think it's just stupid. I think it's real stupid that they're throwing money at movies like Sergeant. I mean, nobody's really heard of Sergeant Rock. I mean, it's start with your main characters. I don't know why James Gunn is building off of Clayface and Sergeant Rock and then some of the other projects he's got out. Start with Superman, Batman, maybe Wonder Woman, and go from there. And then you build off of that. And just make small projects. DC Studios is led by writer-director James Gunn and veteran movie producer Peter Safran. However, their inexperience as studio heads is beginning to show, and time is running out for them to have DC movie ready to theaters in late 2026 and early 2027. And he still hasn't um, shown anything with any other previews for Superman. I remember trailer. He said that wasn't a trailer, but the movie comes out in 2 months, and you're not really showcasing anything. Um, it seems that there may be frustration on Gunn's part, as well as HBO reluctant to add superhero fare to the premium cable network. He may have even gone over Casey Bloys, I think that's how you say it, head director, directly to David Zaslav to get Lanterns underway. Remind me today, I haven't had my coffee. When DCU was first announced at the early 2023, ambitious film and TV slate was announced. Only a few of those come to fruition as we write this, bringing back memories of DC EU slate revealed in 2014 that ultimately meant very little. Yeah, you're just doing the same thing that Snyder and them did, and it's just get the right people in the positions and just stick to what the comics or the fans want. Stop making up all this stupid crap, spending all this money just because you have the name Superman, the name Batman. I mean, yeah, people are going to go see it, but if it's a stupid movie or stupid show, nobody's going to watch it. Especially now with the economy the way it is, nobody wants to put out money to watch stupid crap. Talking about Clayface earlier this year, Gunn said one of the things Peter and I talked about when we first got the script is we were producing movies 5 years ago, like when we were doing Velcro Experiment and all the stuff, and somebody had brought us this horror script called Clayface about this guy who would have died to have produced this movie. I don't know. I just think DC and Marvel are in a bad spot. And also with this comic book news, talking about DC in trouble, especially the leadership. I mean, that's just, I don't understand. I do have to say though, the Lanterns, the people that they have as actors for the Lanterns looks decent so far, but will it be a good movie? A good show? Will it be good? Have a good script for it? I don't. I'm just frustrated. I'm a big DC fan, and they haven't had a good movie in a long time. I did like Man of Steel, but I didn't like the fact that there's a lot of action in it, but I didn't like the fact that it seemed like Superman was careless. He just destroyed everything in that last scene where he's fighting Zod, where they're destroying the whole city, fighting each other. It's not. I don't know. I don't see Superman as a person that's just carefree and not. He cares about the people, so he wouldn't just go around destroying the whole city. And there's rumors that Gunn is poking fun at Man of Steel and Snyder, but I think it was like a month or two ago they showed him and Snyder together, talking about bringing him on board. So I don't get that. It's just rumors. I don't know how true it is that that's what he's doing. The whole monkey on the internet trying to defame Superman. I guess people are saying that's true. It's in the movie, but Gunn hasn't shown anything further in Superman for us to get excited about it. Let's see where I'm starting this article. Because we already talked about. All right, let's start here. Is DC Studios, DCU already in trouble? It feels like a question we've asked many times before, I'd be with good reason. We talked about 2023 when they announced all those shows. The other six appeared to not be closer to happening now that there were then. Sorry about that. Sorry. This is not an assumption either. Earlier this year, Gunn and Safran hosted a press event best described as ill-advised, which boiled down to them admitting that the Authority, the Brave, and the Bold, Swamp Thing, Waller, Booster Gold, and Paris Lost had all hit stumbling blocks. But hey, on the plus side, are moving forward with low-budget features revolving around Sergeant Rock and Batman villain Clayface, which Sergeant Rock looked like it's been king. Having that sort of mix of projects from DC producing superhero content is far from a bad thing, but the smaller projects need to mix with the support with bigger ones. It shouldn't be the main offering from a brand that's struggling in theaters for years. Like I was saying, yeah, you build these other characters off your big name characters, not the other way around. Like nobody knows. I mean, if you're not a comic book fan, you're not going to know who these other people are. Goes on to talk about Sergeant Rock was scrapped, and the Batman Part 2 has been kicked back to 2027. I don't know. I'm frustrated. And if this Superman movie's not good, I've given up on superhero movies. I mean, I'm not gonna go see the what's that, Thunderbolts with their. I mean, I don't even know any of those characters. I haven't watched any Marvel TV shows since. It's been a while. I haven't watched any of them. I mean, Endgame. I think I tried to watch parts of what was it? I was say Nightcrawler. But yeah, it was years ago. I don't watch Falcon and what's the name? I didn't watch that. And you can tell it's bad. I don't even remember the names of the shows anymore. But yeah, they got to get it together. I mean, they're going to talk about how Iron Man when Iron Man came out, nobody really started with a low budget, but they had time to build off of it. They had time. DC, DC and Warner Brothers seem like they're in trouble financially. But we'll stop talking about superhero movies. I wanted to talk about this cool movie. I think it's cool. It's going to be showing up on Apple TV with, I always butcher his name too. I'm good with people's names. John Krasinski, Natalie Portman, and Ezra Gonzalez. The Fountain of Youth. I'm gonna show parts of the trailer for it. Let's see if I can bring it up.
Watch out! Coming through! Did you know your brother's linked to a string of high-profile art thefts?
That he did not mention.
Can you at least tell me where he is?
If I
This kind of reminds me of that movie with Nicolas Cage, National Treasure, and sort of like Indiana Jones. But I think this guy right here should have been.
I knew where he was, you'd be the first to know.
He should have been in Fantastic Four. They should have just brought him back as Mr. Fantastic. I think he would have been a lot better fit for that role.
He's put me in somewhat awkward position. Luke, what are you doing?
It's like Dad said, the reward is in the journey.
Not when the journey ends in jail.
Oh, I'm not going to jail.
How do you know that?
Because I've done this. Watch. And it never ends in jail.
Sometimes it ends in jail.
Please.
Now, actually, like Natalie Portman, I haven't seen her in a movie in a long time. I guess that's the Gonzalez girl. I really don't know her.
I'm still wondering why I'm here.
There's one story. 5 continents over thousands of years.
We're looking for the Fountain of Youth.
And you do.
I do the money.
Do you have a boat?
Yes, I do.
Do you have a plane?
Pack your bags.
You coming?
Well, if you're going.
Yeah, I think that for me, I think it's a little bit good chemistry, but if this movie feel like it's already been done, like National Treasure, but at least they're trying something different besides a superhero movie or a remake of another movie.
In the 1600s, 6 artists hid a clue in the paintings.
Dad spent most of his life searching for it. What do you expect to get from the fountain?
I want Dad to get his recognition.
Yeah, I think I'm not gonna keep streaming because I probably get hit for showing this. I don't know. I'm still new to all this. Trying to still find subscribers and people to watch my videos. I may be boring sometimes, monotone. So my wife and a couple friends tell me, but trying.
The fountain is too powerful and dangerous for mankind. For thousands of years, we have ensured that it remained hidden.
Your child.
Like again, I do like that actor. I forget his name, but he's
For years, we have ensured
he always plays a good villain. So I don't know if he's a villain in this, but I really like him.
that it remained hidden.
You're a child flying a kite in a lightning storm. Stop it now, or we will stop you.
Do you think we should just get the kiss out of the way now?
Reminds me how when I try to give my wife a kiss, he just looks at me like I'm retarded. Anyways.
No. All right. We'll come back to that. There's a power in there beyond any of our comprehension. I can feel it.
And at least this movie is, if you have Apple TV, you don't have to pay a crazy amount to go to theaters for it. If you're not gonna like it, you could just sit and relax in your home and watch it. But I think I'm gonna like it.
Told you it'd be an adventure.
And that was that. But yeah, Fountain of Youth. I think it comes May 23rd. So in a couple weeks, 18 days. Yeah, I'm excited for that. And I'll move on to the next subject. I'm probably talking to myself. Mission Impossible. Which I'm looking forward to seeing. They're saying this is possibly his last go at being Ethan Hawke. We'll see. Let's see an article. Final Reckoning, tracking for franchise best opening, plus a popcorn bucket. This is the popcorn bucket. I guess that's a device in the movie. Let's see what this is. Ooh, so they got a popcorn bucket for Mission Impossible. which I think that's going to be a cool weekend. So I think that's Memorial Day weekend. Yeah, Lilo and Stitch and Mission Impossible. I think Lilo and Stitch is probably going to be one of the highest grossing, if not the highest grossing movie this year. It looks really cute. Everybody been talking about it. Yeah. So Mission Impossible is coming out. They got posters. They got new. I don't know if they got a new trailer for it. Let's see. I think I've seen that one before. Let's run it. Who cares?
Confirm camera still rolling. A5 camera rolling.
Oh,
Seaman, you are clear behind. 10 seconds. Okay. Flying it over. Push it, push it. I just can't hold it. Go back.
so I guess he's trying to be like Jackie Chan doing all his stunts. Going over clips of other actors. Yeah. Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise. He's weird in some ways, but he's very into his work compared to, and you can see he enjoys his work compared to other people.
But I actually started running again.
Some of the sorry about that, other actors out there, or the newer actors. Yeah, there's a little bit about Mission Impossible. Let me see. I don't like doing political things, but with all the talk about tariffs, and we focus on what's going on here in the United States, I want to go show a little bit of this video. Let's see if I can. There's a video out of China talking about what's going on over there, how the pandemic and the tariffs are affecting the people over there. So without further ado, here I'm gonna play some.
On April 27th, the owner of a furniture factory in Foshan, Guangdong, posted a video saying that after 15 years in the business, his factory has been suffering losses for several years and has finally gone bankrupt. After paying the workers' wages, the factory closed down. The owner expressed his frustration, saying that it was harder than the pandemic by 100 times. A commenter shared their experience, saying that in this environment, the best option is to get out as soon as possible. They said, "I've been in the furniture industry for 25 years, and now all that's left is an office trade. I have to keep patching things up." A netizen from Fujian commented, "I'm the same. I'm in the furniture materials business. One of my major foreign trade clients shut down in March. April feels like a harsh winter, and I feel lost. It gets worse every year, and I don't know what I'll do next." Another netizen said, "I've been saying this all along. After March, a lot of businesses are going to struggle to survive. Only a few can make it through, and it's really tough." In Zhejiang, a vlogger filmed a small factory that had gone bankrupt, commenting that many small factories have shut down this year. "The situation is the same everywhere. They can't make money, and it's hard to know where to go from here." In Sichuan, a mattress factory's owner shared a few videos on TikTok. She expressed her sorrow, saying that the factory is facing bankruptcy, and seeing her workers still working hard today made her feel emotional. Due to the current economic situation, orders have dropped drastically, and despite relying on old clients, the business is still struggling. To survive, the entire team brainstormed, and a young employee suggested to sell online. Thinking that desperate times call for desperate measures, they decided to give it a shot. She couldn't understand why the factory couldn't escape bankruptcy despite their hard work. As the
Yeah, this is really sad. What's going on over there, and I'm not saying for either thing. I think there should be a fair market price for everything, but for the amount of money these people make over there or not making for working, and for their president over there not taking care of his citizens is a shame. I don't know if it's in this video or in another video. They arrest protesters over there, and you think about our freedoms over here, people take it for granted. We can protest and not get arrested the way they do they're just trying to find their wages. It's in another video on this China Observer.
The May 1st May Day holiday hasn't even ended. The wave of factory closures has already spread across coastal manufacturing hubs like Guangdong, Zhejiang, and Jiangsu. There have been continuous reports of factory closures, owners running away, and workers protesting over unpaid wages. On April 30th, workers at a garment factory in Guangdong were worried about whether they would receive their wages for the month. One of the workers said,
The factory is closed. The manager said wages will be paid on the 10th. Can we trust that? The boss hasn't even shown his face. No explanation at all.
One netizen commented, "Don't even trust the manager. By the 10th, the factory might be gone." Others suggested they should keep an eye on the factory, even suggesting that during the holiday, workers should take turns guarding the entrance to prevent the boss from taking equipment and inventory. That way, if they can't get paid, at least they can try to salvage something.
That is crazy. So you gotta have somebody watch to make sure your boss, the owner of the company, doesn't try to take the equipment or the inventory to get paid. So they're not paying the people, so they're trying to hold. It's like they gotta hold hostage to make sure they get paid. Hold the boss hostage to make sure they get paid. It's crazy. Crazy.
In reality, owners who run away are also having a tough time. After their factories close, many of them end up in debt and can't repay it. Some are left homeless, wandering the streets.
I don't think
The first step to tackling your credit.
Sorry about that. But yeah, it's crazy that they have to do that to keep get their bosses to pay them. I just think that's crazy. Here we go. Sorry about that. All over the place. All over the place.
it's down. Business went bankrupt, and now I have no home. I used to own 2 factories, had a house and a car. I never imagined I'd end up like this. Now I'm homeless on the street with no money and a huge pile of debts.
In April 2025, China's manufacturing industry faced unprecedented shocks. Due to the Trump administration's imposition of tariffs up to 145%, export orders from China plummeted. Many factories were forced to shut down or temporarily halt orders. Some even closed permanently. According to predictions from Chinese export companies, shipment volumes could fall by as much as 60%. On April 30th, China's National Bureau of Statistics released data showing that the Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index dropped from 50.5 in March to 40, falling below the critical line for the first time in 16 months. This shows the most severe contraction in manufacturing activity in recent months, even lower than the forecasted 49.8. The new export orders index also fell from 49 in March to 44.7, marking the lowest level since the end of the pandemic in December 2022. These data indicate that the Trump administration's tariff policies have had a significant impact on China's export manufacturing sector. China's internal economic vulnerabilities have magnified the effects of the tariff war. Since the pandemic ended, the collapse of the real estate industry, the shrinking consumer market, and rising local government debt have made the export manufacturing sector a crucial pillar for economic recovery. However, the U.S. tariffs signals the end of this strategy. In the first quarter of this year, Chinese importers rushed to purchase goods before the tariffs went into effect, and Chinese manufacturers also accelerated shipments, leading to a 5-month high in exports in March. After the tariffs were enforced, U.S. importers canceled or delayed orders, leading to insufficient factory operations and a reduction in manufacturing jobs. The increase in unemployment has reached its fastest pace since February 2023. This added significant pressure to China's already fragile job market. Many workers are wandering the streets, desperately looking for jobs. However, many factories are almost completely halting recruitment. A human resources agent.
This is sad. It's crazy and sad. I wish that both parties come to the table and figure something out. I mean, it's real people's lives being affected. It's just real sad to see this.
From Guangdong sincerely advised against coming to the province, as finding work there is nearly impossible.
在广东啊，已经出现了严重的滞留，98%的厂已经爆满。
Right now, Guangdong is facing serious congestion, with 98% of factories already full, and they're prioritizing women. Especially in cities like Shenzhen and Huizhou, many factories are occasionally stopping recruitment because they're already fully staffed. Guys, don't blindly come here. If you do, you might end up stuck, and the result of that is you'll spend days without finding work. How will you handle your food and accommodations during that time? I want to advise everyone thinking about coming to Guangdong for work. If someone tells you that a job at a factory is easy with high wages and good food and accommodation, they're 100% lying to you. The market this year is nothing like previous years. Honestly, it's a situation where there's no work to be found. The late former premier of China, Li Keqiang, said in 2020 that China's foreign trade industry directly or indirectly supported 180 million jobs. Now, with foreign trade collapsing, the unemployment crisis is inevitable. Earlier, U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said on Fox Business that China's reliance on exports to the U.S. is under threat, increasing the risk of factory closures. Economic pressure might force China to compromise. Bessent predicted that China's GDP data would be very bad, with unemployment potentially rising by 5 to 10 million jobs. In fact, his prediction may still be conservative. The actual situation could be worse. Economist Wang Zhe stated that the chain effects of the China-US tariff stalemate will gradually show in the second and third quarters. He pointed out that after US importers rushed to make purchases before tariffs took effect, subsequent order cancellations left Chinese factories with serious overcapacity. Many factories had to cut production or even shut down, worsening the unemployment crisis. April's non-manufacturing data in China was also disappointing, with both the construction and service industries showing growth lower than expected, indicating weak market confidence. China's National Bureau of Statistics reported that the PMI for non-manufacturing activities dropped from 50.8 in March to 50.4 in April. The sub-index for service sector activity fell from 50.3 to 50.1, and the construction sub-index dropped from 53.4 to 51.9. The combined composite index for both manufacturing and non-manufacturing fell by 1.2 percentage points to 50.2. As a result, the offshore yuan's exchange rate against the US dollar continued to decline, reaching 7.27. The CSI 300 index remained flat, but overall market sentiment was cautious. Several international financial institutions, including UBS and Goldman Sachs, recently lowered their forecasts for China's 2025 economic growth to 4% or lower, reflecting declining global confidence in China's economic outlook. In the midst of this crisis in China's export manufacturing sector, the Chinese government has yet to take the initiative to negotiate with the US to resolve the issue. Instead, they have taken a tough stance, recently releasing a brainwashing video called Don't Kneel, which echoes Cultural Revolution-era rhetoric. The video promotes the idea of fighting for cooperation, positioning China as a hero standing up to the tariff war, calling for every country to stand tall. The Chinese media has also launched a collective propaganda campaign, with China Daily posting on Weibo saying, "Chinese people are not afraid. Chinese people can endure hardship." This has sparked a wave of nationalism, with many little pinks, a term for ardent supporters of the Chinese Communist Party, becoming overly enthusiastic and unable to contain their excitement.
这也太燃了！看到外交部直接说。
This is so empowering. Seeing the Ministry of Foreign Affairs say China does not kneel gave me goosebumps. China will not bow to pressure, even if the US raises tariffs.
But I think China owns their internet. So they monitor what people say, sort of like how we went through that bull crap with Facebook and Twitter before Elon bought it, where they were trying to get people not to say certain things or speak out against what happened in 2020. They control their people. People end up missing if they speak out against the government. So this is a bunch of crap.
China will prevail. Bending to hegemony is like drinking poison to quench thirst. It will only lead to deeper crisis. Compromise will only lead to further pressure. China does not kneel.
However, some netizens criticize the phrase China does not kneel, arguing that it only acknowledges the strength of the US.
为什么要说中国不跪？
Why say China doesn't kneel? Saying that means you admit the US is stronger. If you don't see the US as a strong power, then you won't need to say this. It means like you are exaggerating the other side's strength and showcasing your own resilience. But it shouldn't be phrased this way.
Despite this, there are also those who are more grounded. When China Daily posted that Chinese people are not afraid, Chinese people can endure hardship, some netizens rebuked the statement, offering a more critical perspective.
我觉得能吃苦不代表喜欢吃苦。
I think being able to endure a hardship doesn't mean you like it. Not being afraid of hardship doesn't mean you are willing to suffer. The only reason someone is willing to endure a hardship is because they believe the result will be worth it, that their life will improve. It's not about suffering so others can enjoy life.
He goes on to criticize the Chinese government's toughness, saying it's just for show to appease the domestic public, while behind the scenes they've already backed down. On April 29th, Reuters reported that Beijing has removed the 125% tariff on US ethane imports. Last week, Beijing also exempted certain semiconductor manufacturing equipment, medical products, and aviation parts from tariffs. According to South Korea's Chosun Ilbo, senior officials from the Chinese Ministry of Finance visited the US Treasury Department on the morning of April 24th. Bloomberg also reported that China has quietly started exempting 131 US products from tariffs. These products are worth $40 billion US dollars, accounting for 24% of its total imports from the US. Sources revealed that this list is dynamic and will be adjusted based on China's needs, with more products possibly added or removed as alternatives are found. In the past few days, China has signaled its willingness to negotiate with the US. On May 1st, one of CCTV's outlets reported that the US has been reaching out to China through various channels, hoping to negotiate on tariffs. This is the first time the Chinese government has acknowledged contact with the US on this issue. On May 2nd, China's Ministry of Commerce also stated that it is evaluating the possibility of trade talks with the US. Apart from privately removing some US product tariffs, China's Ministry of Commerce proposed in April that it would support exporters to sell domestically.
Hello. My name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy. I look forward to you joining.
Aims to mitigate the impact of tariffs, but the shrinkage of the domestic consumer market is undeniable. Vlogger criticized the government for trying to convert exports into domestic sales, saying that this is not a lifeline, but merely a band-aid.
Domestic demand doesn't just appear out of nowhere. If your population hasn't changed, income hasn't risen, and consumer confidence is still dropping, how can you expect to replace the 100 million in exports with domestic sales? Let's not forget, many foreign trade products simply don't fit the domestic market. Surfboards, lawnmowers, and €100 cups that sell overseas. Who's going to buy them here? Even if someone does, they won't pay a premium for your high-cost products. The domestic market is already in a bloodbath, fighting price wars. Who can win against Pinduoduo? Businesses specializing in domestic sales are already battling hard on price. If your foreign trade factory enters with high specs and high costs, you are just going to get crushed. The most critical point is, the domestic market is already facing serious overcapacity. It's not just your products that can't sell. No one's products can sell.
As the vlogger pointed out, in a situation of sluggish consumption and serious overcapacity, every industry in China is entering a state of internal competition. So the export to domestic strategy will only intensify the already fierce competition in the domestic market. The final result will be a collective collapse. In Shanghai, a woman who works with physical businesses to help them expand into online sales shared a video, predicting that after the May Day holiday, China would face another wave of business closures.
我大胆预测一下，过了这个5一，可能又要迎来又一波倒闭潮了。
I boldly predict that after this May Day, we may see another wave of business closures. This is almost foreseeable. Over the past 3 months, nearly every business owner has been going through a period of darkness. She shares the case of a factory owner with an annual revenue of over 100 million yuan. This factory owner revealed that last year, the largest order of 20 million yuan.
All right, that's what I'm gonna show for that. But you can see with I don't know why well, I guess I haven't watched national news or media because I don't trust it since 2020. I don't trust anything they say. I think they put out their propaganda to get you to be in fear or be one-sided. My biggest thing is research a lot of things. What's going on over in China is sad. I think a lot more has been going on over there for a long time for people not to know, but and it shows the importance of us as Americans to have stuff produced here for ourselves, just in case, God forbid, a war or something happens between countries that you get your products from. Again, it's nothing ill will against the people of China, but yeah, it's not really good. I'm gonna end this stream. Probably gonna get a lot of people to watch, but taking my crack at it. If you guys want to subscribe to my channels, my YouTube, Rumble, my X account, and yeah, just leave a comment if you liked it. If you didn't like it, let me know. And it's your boy DK Bones, and I'm out. And I'll talk